Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. Now I've got a few things to get through in this video. So first up, I'll start with the figures as you can see here on the table. So I saw Solo, a Star Wars story today, and then afterwards I did a bit of toy hunting. And as you can see, I picked up a couple more Hoth Rebel Soldiers from the new vintage collection line, and thanks to Sci-Fi, and I think Rogue One told me as well on Instagram, a store here in Australia called the Reject Shop, is like a bargain store, was selling off some of the Black Series 6-inch figures for $10 Australia, which is really cheap. They normally retail for around $35. So I went and checked out a few. I think I checked out 3 Reject Shops after watching the movie, and unfortunately I was a bit late, and all I could find was a Director Krennic. Now I already have this figure, but I thought I'd pick this up for $10 because you could probably customize him into a different Imperial officer. So that was really cool. Okay, so now onto the movie. I said right from the start that I didn't think Solo, a Star Wars story was really needed. As soon as they announced it, I wasn't a big fan, and I think after watching it, I've been proven right. And not just me; a lot of people have said that it wasn't a necessary movie, and it's not a bad movie. I mean, it's not a horrible movie. It's definitely not a great movie. But the reason that it's an unnecessary movie is because we don't learn anything new about Han, or very little new about Han. We knew already that he freed Chewbacca from whatever. We knew that he won the Millennium Falcon in a game of cards, and that's it. Really, that's all you get in this movie, and we already knew that. So I guess the only real new thing was his relationship with Kira and what happens there. I'm not going to go into spoilers on this, don't worry. The performances were all okay, I guess. Alden Ehrenreich was okay as Han. Donald Glover did a great Lando. Amelia Clarke, not the greatest actress in the world, but she's cute as a bug's ear. The relationship between Chewie and Han was pretty good. Woody Harrelson as Beckett was okay, but again, the plot was predictable. Pretty much guessed most of what was going to happen, and the only thing that I didn't see coming was a character cameo or reveal sort of type thing towards the end of the movie, pretty much right at the end of the movie. I mean, I've watched all the movies, obviously. I've seen all the TV shows, animated and all that sort of stuff, so I know the story with this character, but I didn't see this character turning up in a live action film in a million years. So that was the only thing that was a real surprise, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, not the worst movie ever made, definitely not the greatest, and I guess like everyone else is saying, fun movie, good action scenes and all that sort of stuff, but really not necessary. A real cash grab, in my opinion. Alright, and now onto the diorama. So I said in a previous video, I think it was the Han Solo Stormtrooper video, that I'd planned on I wanted to make a Death Star garbage compactor diorama, but I changed my mind, and I will get around to that one day. But I decided to make a Tatooine Mos Eisley sort of diorama, and here's just a bit of an overview of what I've come up with so far. Now, I've posted pictures of this already on Instagram, and those of you guys that are subscribed to the channel and are on Instagram have already seen those. But for everyone else, here's what I've done so far. I want to make one more building to go down the other side there, and it's all sort of modular. I've got to try and sand back those sharp edges to give it that real Tatooine look, and then I'm going to plaster it and paint it, and then do a bit of toy photography with it. And to be honest, it's sort of coming along nicely, given this is the first time that I've done anything like this before. So I'm pretty happy with the results so far. This is what I started off with. I found these, I guess you'd call them foam core sheets at work. They're sort of from offcuts from a promotional display. So it's got, like I said, it's a foam core with sort of paper lining on each side of the foam, and I just saw them and I thought they were going to be thrown away. I thought, yep, they'll come in very handy. And I bought myself a glue gun, one of the best things I've ever bought, and some plasterboard multi-purpose joint compound, and that's what I'm going to plaster the buildings with at the end. Did a little bit of a test here just to see what it'll come out like, and I think it'll work quite well. So like I said, I have absolutely zero experience with building dioramas, and the first thing that I started off with was the front of the smallish little squarish building that has the dome on top, and I attempted to make some archway doorways, and sort of 6-inch sized, and I think they ended up coming out alright at the end, but yeah, very much trial and error. And there is said squarish domed building. Now the dome is polystyrene. I found a polystyrene sphere that I cut in half and stuck half of that on top. I wished it could have been a bit bigger to fill in the space on top of the building there, but that was the biggest one I could find. So I think it still looks alright. And then there's the next to that is the beginning of the second structure that I built. Just making it up as I go. So it's not like scene specific or buildings or anything like that. It's just sort of things I've made up that have a general Tatooine or Mos Eisley look to them. Now here's a bag of Force Awakens and Rogue One packing accessories that I kept every single one of those for, I have no idea why, but I do know why now, because I've picked out a few good ones that can be used as things for this diorama. Like they could be used as like bits of machinery stuck onto the side of buildings and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think they're going to come in very handy. I'll paint them up and make them look nice and worn and rusted and all that sort of stuff. I think they'll look good. That was something else that came in. I think it was a Saga figure. It's meant to be like a pod racer part or something like that. So all these bits and pieces that I've kept over the years are finally going to come in handy. And that is it for now. So I've got a lot of work to go left with this diorama. I want to build a third building. I've got to sand all these ones back, plaster them, paint them. I want to build a few moisture evaporators and that sort of thing to go in here as well. So lots of work to go. I don't know if I'll post another in progress video or I'll just post a final video, part 2, once I've completed it at the end. I'll see how I go, but I'll probably do updates definitely on Instagram, so check that out if you get the chance. Alright, thank you very much for watching. As usual, if you haven't already, please comment, like and subscribe, and may the force be with you.